Hello.
Hello. Ben, where's your notebook of conversation topics that you wanted to talk about?
You'll never guess. So,
Is it is it is it
I,
still at work?
well, yes, I wrote this. I was keeping it as a bookmark in my book, which is where you keep
As you do,
bookmarks.
typically, yeah.
And I only bloody took it out and put it in my, well, I put it in my drawer because I wrote it on the last pad of my to-do list thing
Okay.
and muscle memory and all that. But yes, we're back with this thing that I'm definitely recording. Yes. Um,
This thing called Pokemon.
yes,
Pokemon.
yes, we're doing Blazing Emerald again, and I just want to. Okay, so we caught Fangs, and Fangs is rather low level, and I like to level things up consistently, and to stop everything from getting all mismatched and whatever. I'm knocking it down to normal experience, and we're just gonna
You know
play.
he'll catch up naturally, right?
Yeah, but I don't really want to do that. I know what you mean, but
Okay.
respect my parenting
I'm just
style.
I'm just I'm just making sure that you are aware that
I
it doesn't have to be that way, and you'll still get the end goal if you do it for long enough.
Yeah, but I don't really want to.
Well,
Right.
I'd rather you not take all fucking day doing it either, but you know.
Anyway, yeah, we're back with this. So yeah,
Smash.
how have you been?
Live.
Good, as have I.
Woo.
Yeah,
We've done the formalities portion.
yes,
We've done the bit where we take the piss out of you for forgetting your list.
yeah.
We've done the bit where we ask how we are, even though I didn't technically ask.
Should I call you a pervert now, and we'll go for
Yeah, yeah. That's the third thing, isn't it? Go on.
you dirty git. There we go. Right.
Well, you don't know what I was doing before we started recording.
I can. Well, I don't know if I've got the imagination to guess.
I was eating
Frankly.
my pot noodle.
Oh my god. Is that like tossing salad?
No,
Poison
but it should
tail.
be.
We are really underleveled. I've just noticed.
No, this one is really underleveled. All we give us a fine,
I know. Okay. But,
but we're not. You have one Pokemon who is underleveled.
I know.
Okay.
Fuck you,
Well, no, you've
Gareth.
got a load in the bank as well,
Yes.
and you can take that to the bank
Oh,
and poke it.
okay. Yeah. So, well,
Well, I,
this,
I want to. I've something specific I want to talk about
all
whilst we're
right.
on Pokemon.
Is this your one of your topics then, or?
It is one of my topics. Yeah. How did you guess? But when I said I specifically want to talk about something, it might
Well,
be one of
I
my
don't know whether
topics.
you conjured it up out of thin air, but go
No,
on.
no, 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 no. I learned yesterday of 3 Pokeballs that do not work properly.
Yes, I know of them.
Oh, go on and tell me.
I think one's the moon ball, is it?
Yep. Yeah, in Gen 2, the Moon Ball
Uh,
doesn't work properly.
the love ball.
Yep.
Yeah,
Why doesn't the Moon Ball work properly? Do you know?
because it's supposed to work on stuff that evolves with the moonstone,
Hmm.
but they fucked it up or something. There's only like 3 things that evolve with the moonstone anyway.
It it was meant to be the Moonstone, but the item code for
Ah,
Moonstone changed between games. So now it only works for things that evolve with a burn heal.
yes, that exhaustive list.
That absolute list of nil.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm sure there's probably something that probably
Oh,
could
I'm
in
sure
a
it will
very
be
extreme
introduced.
circumstance.
They'll have a whole
But
family line that evolves through healing items. I bet that's coming, frankly.
Chansey, that was a mistake. They didn't make a fire-based Chansey that evolves it from a normal one if you have a
Yeah.
burn heal. That would be the play
Yeah,
for
that
me.
that like an evolution style thing where Chansey or Happiny even evolves into different things
Yeah.
based on what you put on it. That would be
Mm.
interesting. Yeah, I could see that.
It's a logical progression, isn't it? Because it's the Healy Pokemon. That's right.
Yeah,
That's what we know it
yeah.
as. So,
So
right. See,
the
sometimes you think I don't know shit, but
or
I do.
Ordino would probably be a better Pokemon for that. So in Black and White too, or Black and White even, when you fight them, there's a chance that they will heal you, and they always give a shit
Oh,
ton of experience.
oh no.
Um, so yeah. So the other one is the Love Ball.
Yeah, the Love Ball, which was meant to do
Oh,
what?
Pokemon of the opposite gender?
Yep,
They
but it
fuck.
actually works on the same gender.
Oh right.
So really, it's just the gay ball.
Ah, happy
Nothing wrong
Pride,
with it.
Burns.
Just yeah, happy Pride Month. We're not taking the piss. We're just pointing
No,
out that
neither one of us is straight as
I
a
mean,
die.
in all fairness, Love Ball starts with an L and a B, which are two parts of the acronym.
Yeah,
I'm just
definitely
Game
intentional.
Freak are freakier than we want them to. When they know that, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I don't.
Game Freak are freaky.
Okay. Well,
Not the other
so
one is.
what?
You got Moonball, Love Ball. There's
Was
one
it?
more
Was
that
it
I
one of the
know.
ones that was introduced in Gen 2?
I don't know when it was introduced. I just know what it was and what it was meant to do.
Oh, the GS ball. Is that it?
I'm gonna say no. It's not
No.
what I've got on my list.
No, no, no.
I can tell you. It's fine. I've got it
Yeah,
written down.
go on. I'll know it.
It's the fastball.
All right. Well, the fastball, believe it or not, was meant to have a higher catch rate for things that are fast. It was
Yeah.
based on how fast the Pokemon is.
Base speed of higher than 100,
Yeah.
and it applies to 3 Pokemon.
Oh, do you know what those are?
I do have them written down.
Okay.
3 Pokemon as at that stage. I'm assuming it's Gen 2.
So the fastball, I think, was Gen 2, so it'll be Electrode.
Nope.
It must be.
Nope.
Electrode was the fastest thing in Gen 1.
It's not. It's not on the list. It's not the thing that it works on.
Okay.
The list confused me.
I don't know. Go on.
Magnemite,
Right.
Grimer,
Okay.
and Tangela.
So not Muck and Magneton.
Well, not according to the list.
Oh, those are not the fastest Pokemon of their time.
I'm not. I'm just saying they fucked it up.
Yeah. Well, those early games were notoriously buggy.
I do wonder if potentially it's a bit like how in the early Civilization games you could be so peaceful that Gandhi decided to nuke you.
Yeah, that's the old.
Because it looped around, like rather than going from 10 up to 11, went from 10 to 0.
That's a fuck up. Oh shit!
What you do just then?
No,
the
thing you said.
Oh, okay.
Oh fuck, that is a fuck
Yeah,
up.
so Gandhi sort of.
Oh, I'm not gonna survive this. But yeah, I have seen those the memes of Gandhi nuking people and stuff like that. That is a problem with the way they program that, isn't it?
Well, you'd never probably expect it to come up, would you? That's the situation.
It's not quite the same thing, but are you aware of the World of Warcraft Blood Plague?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Well, for those of you that aren't aware, it's one of my favourite stories, honestly. So they introduced a boss monster. I can't remember what it's called, but its gimmick was that it infected things around it with like a blood plague that chipped away at your health, and that could be transferred from player to player, but only within a certain area. But it didn't account for pets. And what happened was you could take your pet out of your bag and put it back in your bag. So they brought the player who, patient zero, got his pet out. Pet got infected. Guy didn't want his pet to die, so put it in his bag and beat the boss monster and went away. And then he got his pet out, and the pet was still infected. And that's how the plague of World of Warcraft started. And it was it's kind of fascinating just seeing how people reacted.
They've used it in studies on actual.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not a perfect case study, but it is interesting to see how people reacted. Because you had a lot of people who were like being very responsible and quarantining places. The cities, by all accounts, were like abandoned. Everybody just fled into the countryside, which is very Black Death. And then you have people deliberately trying to spread it.
Just like COVID.
Yeah, I mean, you hear stories of people with AIDS who try and spread it. So I mean, it does happen, but of course, there's no real. I mean, there's some responsibility or some repercussions or whatever if you die in World of Warcraft because you presumably lose a lot of your stuff or whatever.
I think you lose a bit of experience, a bit of rested experience.
All right, so it's not
and a bit of time.
Right, so there's not that much to lose, really. So it's not the same as dying in real life, obviously. It's
Well,
you
I should
know,
hope not. I mean,
it's not.
games aren't that realistic yet.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, is this Meteor Falls? I forget. Yeah, it is. Um,
Why? How did they get a crater inside?
I don't know. It's never been explained adequately, but they did it somehow. It's Pokemon.
Maybe it's a Snorlax resting point.
Maybe. Probably not.
Because there's another one there.
Maybe it's plot by the tourist agency. They're adding. It's the aesthetic of the place. They're fake craters.
Just like the moon set used by Stanley Kubrick.
Yes, on the moon.
Yeah, on the moon.
So
A real moon because it's easier to shoot there.
yes, it's the old thing. Stanley Kubrick was hired to fake the moon landing, but he was such a perfectionist that he insisted on shooting it on the actual moon.
Yeah.
So you may remember ages ago we did that Princess Peach video.
Did we?
Yeah, the sexy one with the costumes.
Uh,
No, I'm
yeah.
only japing you. We did the Princess Castle, Peach's
Oh,
Castle.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing some sexy Princess Peach stuff. I don't remember being with you.
And then gross. And then one of
No,
the
actually, I want to tell this story because
okay.
it was a TikTok filter, and it was, which is your favorite Princess Peach? And I assumed it was going to be video game sprites.
Right. Okay.
It wasn't.
Dangerous.
It was porn.
That's like, were you really so surprised based on your
A
search
little
history
bit.
what the algorithm must throw up?
I don't look at that stuff on my. I suppose I do read it on my phone.
Hmm.
The trouble is, I mean, my algorithm is shot to shit anyway.
I
It
bet.
goes 1 minute it's memes, 1 minute it's random stories from Reddit. The next minute it's softcore porn, but in a non-exploitative way. It's I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's complicated.
Well, one of the topics in that video was Waterloo Road, and there's another series. The next series has come out,
I meant to talk to you about that.
and
That's how we filmed.
I've watched it, and I didn't think it was as strong as the first one. But there's one particular thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
They introduced this character, and I think the characters in this run of Waterloo Road have been pretty strong. But this guy is just like token evil boy.
Oh.
He's like determined to be the best, and he's like a total bully, and he looks down his nose at everybody else, and it's like he hates the fact that the school is like tolerant, and he thinks everybody's a loser, and he's just, you know, the sort.
Yeah, just like what's his face?
Oh no.
Thingy.
Anyway,
It's not very
this
effective.
this kid, yeah, no, right. This kid goes on a rampage, and ends up setting
gun.
fire to the art block
Actually.
with some other kids inside, right?
I mean, the first half of that is living the dream. The second half of that is a terrible
You
crime.
leave the art block alone. Anyway, he's
I did GCSE art, Ben. I can comment.
I don't think you were very good at it then.
I
You
got C.
kind of had the passion. Anyway,
No, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. Do you remember how we got to pick our options? They went down the list, and they let all the people with the surnames at the start of the list, at the start of the alphabet, pick their options, and then the people at the end had to pick what was left. And my surname starts with an S, Ben. I got lumbered with that.
really, I quite like my options. But anyway,
Well, you're a bit earlier in the alphabet than me, aren't you?
so yeah, there's a fire in the art block, and this student has been built up as like, I want to say like eugenicsy, frankly. God, I need some more healing items. Oh, there they are.
There you
But
go.
yeah, so the kids are locked in, and they break through the door, and they come face to face with this guy, and the fire's raging all around. I swear to God, the ash makes a little Hitler moustache on him.
Jesus.
I burst
You know
out
what's
laughing.
really bad is
I d-
someone in the show's art department thought that was a good idea.
You say that. I'm not entirely sure whether it was intentional, but that was my first thought on seeing it. I thought, oh my God, they've given him a Hitler moustache. And I just thought, oh,
If that was
God.
your first thought, you can guarantee someone else.
I bet. But,
You'd hope.
yeah. That was my
Yeah, I mean,
first thought. But on the whole,
Oh.
I still quite like Waterloo Road, even though it killed off like its best character. They did that thing
What,
again,
in
and
the
it,
art box?
yeah, Like one of the more interesting characters was killed off, and they played it the same way they did when they killed off the fan favorite in the last series, where it's done quietly in the hospital and it's shot exactly, well, I think almost exactly the same way.
Could be the same hospital.
Well, it probably was. Um,
No originality in
uh,
television these days.
so I didn't think it was quite as strong, but I still liked it well enough.
What the fuck is a Bluckberry? What do they do?
Block all. I'm pretty.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like a. It's like a contest thing. Are you aware of contests?
No, I lost interest a long time ago.
Well, you put them in poker blocks, and each. I'll show you. So yeah, so we can go into contests, and there's various different types. So tough, cute, smart, beautiful, and cool. I think.
Oh wow, dragons are cool.
You go into and you. It's basically well, it's a
It's
contest.
Crufts for it's for
Yes,
Crufts for
that
Pokemon.
yes, that is exactly it. It's crafts for
Fucking hell.
Pokemon. Yes.
Who's the Chihuahua of the Pokemon world?
I don't know.
Me neither. I don't know enough dogs.
Well, there's Bolton. Is that one? It's more of a corgi, really.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's any Chihuahua ones. Who knows?
Houndoom is Rottweiler, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know.
You
Oh,
got
that Solosis is another regional variant, incidentally. We're gonna fuck it up.
it looks like a testicle
It's a
inside a bauble.
berry. I did think about starting with one of those, to be honest.
It looks like a testicle inside a bauble.
Right.
All I'm saying, you can't deny it does look like it's a bauble on the outside, and you can justify. Well, I suppose it sort of looks like a bum hole that's been ever so slightly stretched apart with two eyes drawn on the cheeks. But
I suppose. Thank you for ruining Pokemon for all the children.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's mostly for the grown-ups these days.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
It's the way they got away with making a Ryan Reynolds Pokemon movie.
Did you see that?
I loved it. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah, well, you got to remember something. I still haven't grown up.
I know, but they hired that guy who did. You remember all those Pokemon artworks, like realistic Pokemon. Like
No.
the appeal of those were they were kind of creepy, not that they were like what we wanted to see in a movie.
No, but I mean, it makes logical sense. And they weren't that creepy in the movie. Maybe Mewtwo was a bit creepy, but Mewtwo's meant to be creepy. Mewtwo
Well,
was an
yes.
abomination.
Look, I like them. I don't think that's artistically where I would have gone if I were making a movie.
Well, you know. So you were I feel like you were gonna say something, and I distracted you.
When I
Tonight.
I think I've said everything well, not everything, obviously, but I think
I was gonna say
my
you had
train
got
of
through
thought
your
was
distraction.
fulfilled.
Okay.
You interrupted me a few times, but I managed to drag us back on track.
They were all contextually relevant.
Yeah.
All contextually relevant. Better than usual.
Mm.
You're always moaning at me when we finish, saying, "Jordan, you weren't on topic. You're making shit up as you go along. What are you doing this to us?
No,
We're
I
going to be
don't.
ruined." But the audience doesn't know that, do you, Keith?
Oh,
You don't
hello,
know who
Esther.
to believe anymore.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
I helped get his package back. If I
oh,
were
look here.
if I were a rain cloud, I would shower you with gratitude and hail you as a hero. Always like
You
that,
don't,
like.
you don't want to get hit by hail.
Yeah, repeat ball. This is not great.
What does the repeat do? I don't remember
It
that.
means I can catch Pokemon I've already. It works better on Pokemon I've already got.
What's the point of that?
I caught two Survivor, right?
Yeah, but you caught two because
One of the natures wasn't great.
yeah, like a normal player would just accept the first one.
Or if I was shiny hunting and for some reason decided to catch everything
Yeah, I don't know why you
instead of killing it.
kill them all.
So, I said I remembered all my topics.
Oh, you didn't say that you'd remember them all, but
Well, I
okay.
remembered all of them. There's a bit I've forgotten. But, remember last time we did Room 101?
Yeah, I do remember that
Well,
that
I was
experience.
thinking it's a bit pessimistic, and it occurred
Yeah.
to me that there was an episode of Room 101 with Stephen Fry, and back when
Okay.
Paul Merton was doing it, and Paul Merton put Room 101 in Room 101 because, or elected to, uh, because it was a bit pessimistic. And Paul Merton's response was to play Room Lovely or Room Nice or something, where they went through some lovely little things that Stephen Fry would put in Room Lovely. So
Okay.
I would like to do that. I've got
Before
sorry, go
before
on.
we do, can I just? It's meant to be pessimistic. It's from a dystopia.
Yeah.
Like that's the.
Well, yeah,
It's
but as a show, yeah, I know, but as a show, you're just talking about things that piss you off, aren't you? I mean, last time you said you sort of said I was moaning about stuff, just all those things I hate.
okay, but it's supposed to be pessimistic because of that. It's like
I
it's
know,
not always
but
sunshine and rainbows, is
it's
it?
I know, but it's a pessimistic sort of thing to do. It's nice to talk about things you like. So
Well, I would
let's
say
do that now. You've
I,
made
I would say that actually it's not pessimistic because what you're trying to do is you're trying to improve the world. You're trying to make things
yeah.
better.
Well, it's not well, okay, but I think the argument was it's not a sometimes it's good to talk about things you like rather than complain about things.
All right, I've got
So
one thing.
5 things that we would put into Room Lovely.
Okay,
Um,
go on and do yours. The thing is
yeah,
important to me.
because I've got 5 set up. Well, I forgot one of them. I
Oh,
had 6, and I forgot one of them. So I don't know what that is. I'm sure it was lovely. I may talk about it next time. So my first one is my Thursdays. This I like this. I like my
oh God.
Chinese. I like playing games with a friend. What?
Okay.
What?
No, nothing. I'm
What?
pleased you feel so strongly about this. You would put this in Room Lovely. It truly it is a comment on
You couldn't give two shits, could you?
it is a comment on our friendship
And the
and the
quality
joy
of
that
my
this
social.
gives you. And yes, it is a statement on that as well. I know I don't want to distract from this too much, but I will forget. I was watching a zero punctuation video the other day,
Yeah,
and they were talking about how multiplayer games, the the things that about them these days are that they're better played with friends.
yeah,
And why aren't people taking that as a statement of the virtue of your friends rather than the virtue of the game?
yeah.
And I just that's something that stuck with me. And I wanted to say it whilst we were sort of on that topic.
I
So
think it's
yeah,
a fair point. But yes, I
it's a
like
very fair
I
point.
like my Thursdays. I think they're nice. My last day of work of the week, Chinese, and spending time with a pal. So
I
yes,
have said before that this is one of the few things that I don't cancel if I feel like I need to.
I know, and that is coming from you. That is a compliment.
I know
But that would be one of them. And I thought I'd get the soppy one out of the way.
because the rest of them are hardcore porn stuff. Sign
um,
me up. What's going on?
the next one is cigarettes slash cigars. Now I
Okay.
know you're told, boys and girls and others, not to smoke, but you should.
Smoking's cool. Smoking's cool. Smoking's the
Yes,
coolest thing you
it's
could do.
lovely. There is there's nothing in the world like a cigarette after
Hang
a
on,
big
hang on.
meal or if you're stressful.
That's I just wanna it is fucking awful and then it gets good.
Oh God,
It's
yeah, no,
fucking awful at the
it's
start.
it tastes horrible and you do stink. But that I remember my first ever cigarette at university, and I had it and I thought, bloody hell, this is game changing. I felt so relaxed, I cannot tell you. My anxiety went away. I managed to go into the kitchen, our shared communal kitchen at university. Because I suffered terribly from
Ah,
anxiety, I was unable to do that until then.
it was one of those cigarettes.
No. And it was great. And cigar, I'm including cigars in this as well because cigars are nice. I can appreciate a good cigar. Not that I've ever had many. I had a Cuban cigar when I was on the Maldives, which was lovely, and I've got some cigarillos. I bought them when I was on holiday too. I've had a couple, and they're nice. Um, but it calms me down, and when I'm stressed, and if I just need to step out for a bit, you know, it's lovely. And I probably will quit one day, but only when I stop enjoying it. And I'm not addicted, honestly. I went months when I was in Ireland without even thinking about it. I don't smoke too much at the weekend, but
It's a nice excuse to get out doing some work.
it is, yes. I get little breaks at work. I have 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon. It splits the day up lovely. It's I like it a lot, so I would put cigarettes and cigars into room lovely.
Would you not just put smoking in there?
Yes, go on. Let's put smoking. I can't speak much for weed or whatever, but I imagine that has its bonuses too. But certainly cigarettes, cigars, smoking in general. I would put smoking into room lovely.
I feel like smoking is a catch-all then, 'cause you don't know if you've
Yeah,
forgotten a particular thing you like to smoke, or
yeah, yeah.
you're not in it, so.
The next one, those lovely thoughtful nights. And what I mean by that, every now and then I'll just have a night, and it's like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I don't have them so much now, but I'll just be sitting and just having a think, just maybe looking out into the night, out the window. I used to have them more when I was a kid, but something really nice about that, just looking at the stars, and yeah, it's lovely. In fact, I have a new sixth. It's not the original sixth, but I put clouds in room lovely. I've always been partial to a cloud. I think they're very pretty. It's like you look up at the sky and it looks like a painted portrait. It's marvelous.
You're a bit soppy, really, aren't you?
Oh yes, I'm terribly sentimental and soppy. I
Mm.
am. I know I come across as a hard man. I'm a big. I know you're always saying, "Gosh, Ben, you're so bloody hard." You're
Yes,
so
but I wish you'd stop poking me with it
you're
at the
so
same
hard.
time.
I can't take it. You know, God, every time I look at you, I think, bloody hell, Ben's looking hard today.
Give you
Bloody
body
rock hard. Anyway, I think I've exhausted that.
fairly. Yeah, I mean, I'm uncomfortable, and that's saying something.
Anyway, yes, I would put clouds. I think they're pretty.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
I can't deny that.
yeah. I guess I love a nice big sky that I can just look at and look at the clouds as they go past. Big fluffy things. Um, Next one, white noise slash ambience. Now I sort of have fucked up my sleeping, in a sense, because I literally cannot sleep without white noise on, and it's only gotten worse. When I was at sixth form, I got into the habit of napping while listening to noise of vacuum cleaners, and I got hooked. And
Don't do drugs, kids.
all these years later, I'm physically incapable of going to sleep without noise on. I have my phone and my tablet going at the same time now. I am being double
Oh
teamed
God,
by
you're in
white
surround
noise.
sound.
Yeah, one plays
White noise power.
one plays a vacuum cleaner, and one plays cars going past, and it must make such a fucking racket. It must be
Probably
so
does.
weird
I would
passing.
hate to live in the same.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can hear it outside the room, and people must think I'm fucking crazy. But I can't sleep
Well, I mean,
without
you
it,
are.
and
So.
it is lovely. I have my Pirates of the Caribbean ambient video that it's really great for napping, and no, it's like calming, soothing. No, it's not. It's not that. It's more.
I've got my ruler. Let's have a sword fight.
It's more.
Ben, why are you hard?
Okay. Um.
You brought that on yourself, okay?
Yeah.
That is entirely your fault because I would have thought of that.
I'm so hard. I'm going to choke you now. Yeah, that shut you up, didn't it? Anyway,
No,
um, yeah, it's excellent for naps, and oh, this bitch is going to take forever to get all these. Okay, um, yeah, it's very soothing, and as I say, I can't really sleep without it now, which is honestly a bit of a problem, but hey ho. And then
well,
my last one is a little weird, quirky one. It's my favourite sort of human interaction. You know, when you're walking
okay.
down a street or something, and somebody else is coming from the opposite direction, and you're both sort of running,
Yeah,
walking sort of towards each other, and you both think to get out of each other's way, but you both move in the same
yeah.
direction,
Hmm.
and then you sort of have to move back, and sometimes you do it again, and you share a little
That little
laugh. And
inconvenient dance.
yes, well, I like that. I think that's a nice little human moment.
I think you are the only person on the fucking planet that likes that.
I think it's sweet. Now, Poison Tail does more than Poison Fang, but remember we've got that bite, that strong jaw thing. So I'm going to get rid of Poison Tail, Poison Fang. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I've always liked that. I think it's a sweet little moment. Yes.
Right.
So that those would be my entries into Room Lovely. What are yours? And it
Right.
can't be
First one.
like your son because that's too big.
No
It's like little things, little sweet little things.
tits.
Okay.
I like breasts. I'm a breast guy.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, all
It's
right.
the only pervy thing I'm going to put on the list.
That's fair. I okay.
I like breasts. I like them so much. I've started growing my own. You know.
Yes, they are. You do have a couple of belters.
Yes. Yes. Whew, matron.
Yes,
Uh,
you
I
could
could give
beat
Barbara
an old
Windsor a
woman to
day.
death with those, can you?
I have. I haven't. I haven't. It wasn't me, girl. Yeah. No. That's the first one.
Okay, well, fair enough.
I am quite fond of nighttime thunderstorms.
All right, that's lovely.
I know it. That's why I want to put it in the lovely thing.
Yeah, lovely.
That's the whole point here. Is I
Yeah,
think
lovely. It's lovely.
I will sometimes, if I'm having trouble getting to sleep, have my Alexa play thunderstorm sounds for me.
White noise.
But I set a 30-minute timer.
All right, so it turns off when you're like asleep.
Yeah, because normally it'll help me drop. It's one of those if I've got so much going on in my head and I just need something to focus on, I'll focus on the thunderstorm, and it'll be. Only once have I been awake when it's finished.
All
At which
right.
point I just started to do it again. But I make a point of turning it off when I'm done, and it's always very quiet as well.
Good. Don't get hooked, kids. Yeah,
Yeah, don't get
remember, every time you want to listen to white noise, just smoke a fag instead.
yeah, or two, even better.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't be able to go smoke. I've got to walk down 2 flights of stairs, go outside, remember a code to get myself back in, go back up 2 flights of stairs because I've forgotten the lighter, go back down again. It's not
Why
worth
don't
it
you
for
just
me
do it in your apartment?
because we are not supposed to smoke in here. And as much as I feel like that is a ridiculous violation of my right to do what I want in my own home,
Well,
I'm going to respect it for the sake of not getting kicked out of a fairly cushy property.
I mean, I wouldn't do it anyway, just because I don't like the idea of smoking indoors.
I
But
I know that the people that used to live beneath me have were smoking out their front window at times
uh,
because I've seen them. But I also don't care. I also know that someone on the second floor, first floor, not ground floor, next one up, has a dog, and I was specifically told I couldn't have a dog.
could you have a cat?
Oh well, yeah, but like the thing was we don't do dogs. We can't have a dog. I was
Well,
like, yeah, but a cat's okay. And I'm like, yeah, sure.
I don't. Yeah,
That was the conversation. So again, I don't care. I'm not going to rat him
no.
out or anything because that's a whole other animal to be thinking about. But you know, I notice things about people in the block.
Hmm.
But
So what have we
if I
had
ever
so
need
far? We've had thunderstorm,
tits and
nighttime.
thunderstorms,
Yes, that's a good autobiography title, actually.
well, it's mine. So
Okay,
tits
well,
and thunderstorms, the Jordan story. No, because I think it's you and Jordan, wouldn't they?
there's
Ah, curses.
probably a pun in there somewhere. Anyway, uh,
When people say nice things about my work,
Okay. Yeah. What
A
sort of just at
sincere
work or?
compliment. At work, the Reddit stuff I do, either way, I don't care. As long as it's a sincere, positive comment about something.
Oh, that's enough.
Today I had one, um, and I was like, I'd sent an email to someone saying, blah, 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 here's a load of numbers, bad news, but here's why, it's fine, it's like this every so often. And then I assume that because of this thing, I can do this thing. And the response was, you are right, do that thing because of this thing. Your assumption was correct, as always.
Oh.
And that made me feel quite good because it indicates that I know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. So sorry, I just want to interrupt you. This is newly added to the game. I mentioned before Wally is my favorite, or I like Wally. Um,
Is he a twink?
no,
He
he's
looks like he'd be a twink.
he's a kid who's like got no confidence.
So he's
Um,
a twink.
yeah, but you can see he's growing in confidence if you read his dialogue. There's less
Happy Pride Month.
hesitation. Sorry.
Happy Pride Month.
Oh yeah. He's not a twink.
Oh, come on. If he's not a twink, why has he got a sway blue?
Yeah, in fairness, that is a pretty twinky Pokemon.
I mean, of all the Pokemon, it's up there, isn't
Yeah,
it?
fair enough. Yeah, that is a pretty twinky Pokemon.
Well,
Well, if you think that was twinky,
yeah, I mean, that's definitely up there as well.
yeah, that's pretty femboy.
That is.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, did you have more stuff you wanted to say about Wally now that I've finished?
Yeah, no,
Outing him.
I like Wally as a character. I always have, even when I was a kid. He reminded me of me to some extent.
You're not going to gobble Wally, are you?
Shut up. Um. Oh look, they've even got non-binary representation.
Although I would say that Magnetic North and South are binary.
Well, okay. Well, it's got no gender look.
Fair point. That's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered whether non-binary is an appropriate term to use because by saying non-binary, you are suggesting that outside of that, people are binary.
I guess it's
right?
the trans
When really,
representation.
it's to say not gender non-conforming.
Yeah, I guess. What do we? Rosalia's trans, I guess. Makes sense. Yeah. Yay? Nay?
So it's probably as bad for you as it is for me.
Okay.
Sorry if I take tape, but I'm having issues with the sound.
What do you mean issues with sound?
Okay, it's all better now. Basically, what had happened was you were going,
Right. Can you?
bits of words.
You can hear me now.
I can hear you now, perfectly fine.
Okay, good.
It was all going really slowly, and then it all went really quickly.
Right. Okay.
And then it's now normal again.
Well, good. Okay. Well.
So I said something about gender non-conforming, and you said something about trans representation.
Oh,
And I missed the last part.
I said Rosalia was trans, and then I repeated myself because you didn't say anything. But anyway, that's enough
didn't
of
say
that.
anything 'cause I didn't hear it.
Shall we get into the bath with a load of elderly people?
No.
Ladies.
Hello there. Beating with my tits.
Okay.
Don't say okay to that.
That's enough of that.
What thing am I on? Am I on the third thing or the fourth thing? Did thunderstorms? We did.
People who say nice things about your work.
Yeah, we were on the fourth thing. So it was tits for the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
That moment when you get into a hot bath.
That was that was my. I forgot that was my sixth one. Getting them.
Was it?
Yes, yes, it is objectively the best part of a bath. The only real good part of a bath, frankly.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that I make my own dam when I'm in the bath these days. I don't even have to try.
What do you mean you make your own dam?
I mean that I could let the water out, and there would be a small reservoir behind my back. And until I get up, like if I stand up, fine, the water's gone. It'll flow out.
Oh,
but until I do, I'm basically the Hoover Dam. with a small trickle between my butt cheeks.
But it is getting into the bath. There's nothing in the world more relaxing than that, is there? It's such a moment.
My partner has criticised the sound of satisfaction that I make. She thinks it's weird that I make a satisfied sound when I get into the bath.
I think it's weird. That's the time she hears your sound of satisfaction.
Well, yeah, I'm not easy to. We've been over this.
But yeah, I sometimes I have my Pirates of the Caribbean video music thing going, and I get in, and it's so great. It's not that. The different bloody
Yeah,
thing.
it's the only Pirates of the Caribbean music anyone knows.
The Davy Jones theme is in it. It's my least
Go on,
favorite
what's
part.
that?
I'm not doing it.
Exactly.
I'm not your fucking performing monkey.
Okay, remember that line.
Okay.
I think I got one more thing.
Well, I haven't finished my talk about baths.
All right.
It is the worst or the best, the only real good bit about getting in a bath.
Yeah, because the washing's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Well, you just sort of sit there, don't you? I mean, there's not really much point to a bath. You just lie in hot water, and then you think, okay, what now? No, I'm just stewing in my own filth.
And I'll listen to some of my book in the bath. I've got headphones that I put on.
Dangerous game.
Well, no, I mean, A, they're headphones. It's not like they're plugged into a fucking mains.
Num num num.
And, like, they're wireless. They don't keep a charge very well, so it's not like I'm going to electrocute myself.
Mm.
And I don't do my hair when I'm listening to stuff.
Well, yeah.
You
So
know.
yeah, that was. I'm so glad you said that because that was my sixth, and I completely forgot about it until now. So thank you for that. What's your fifth one then?
The perfectly dunked biscuit.
Oh right.
Like a sturdy biscuit. I'm thinking a digestive or a hobnob.
Yes. Yes.
Dunked to just the right point where the pre-break off,
Mm.
but post-saturation.
Right.
You want it to be incredibly soft when it goes into your mouth.
I bet you do.
There you do.
I'm sorry, I'm so
Wally.
hard all the time.
You will be, you dirty bastard.
Mm.
But no, just you know. I'm assuming you eat biscuits at some point.
Well,
in your life.
I was going to say I can't identify with this because I do eat a lot of. Well, I do eat an awful lot of biscuits. I don't drink a lot of hot drinks,
Okay.
so I'm not a dunker. I'm just a number.
Well, that's depressing then. You've let me down there.
Yeah, I can't identify with that at all. I'm afraid.
Well,
But yes,
you said. No, go on.
No, go on.
No. Because you're. I'm a conversation topic.
All right. Well, I appreciate the fact that you like that, and that would be a fairly common one, to be honest.
I think so. I think it might not necessarily make people's list, but they would be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense."
Yes, I can see a lot of people going, "Ah, yes, that, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's a good one. That, yeah."
Because you get the satisfaction of a job well done for having dunked it right.
It's very British, isn't it? Really.
And what am I if not British?
I don't know. What? Okay, what's you? Okay, is it a topic or is it the next entry?
It's the next topic. So I've already done all 5.
Oh, okay. You don't have a sixth.
No, I don't have a 6. You said 5 things. I've come up with 5
Well,
things.
I had
4 of
7.
them- 4 of
No,
them.
I had 6.
4 of them
No, I had
just
7.
before I said them.
I had 7. Okay.
Oh,
Well
you
done.
told me
You had a.
told me to do 5. I made
did.
4 of us on the spot.
I
so-
did. You did very, very well. I'm
Thank
very.
you. I did the same thing last time when we were doing Room 101. I made them up as I went along, and it was perfectly reasonable.
So all right. Go on. What's your topic?
You said not my performing monkey,
Okay.
and that reminded me of Shaun of the Dead, which reminded me of the fact that I decided to watch Hot Fuzz last night
Oh.
purely out of. Is that noise because you wish you'd watched it last night?
No, because I love Hot Fuzz, and I know you're.
It's a fantastic film.
I think you're going to say because we mentioned it before.
Well, we've mentioned it a few times, but I had a thought. I saw a clip on TikTok yesterday, and it was a spur of the moment. I've had a thought about this film. I'm going to look at the script. And then I found the script online, and I had a look, and I confirmed the thing I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I decided to, well, what if the script isn't right? What if that version of the script isn't actually right?
Well, they do change
So then I
things,
decided
yeah.
to watch the film.
Yeah.
to double check, and I watched the film. I finished it about 12:30.
Yeah.
It was a very spur of the moment, last minute. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it now. I ummed and ahed about it, and then I thought, no, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I watched Hot Fuzz last night. And did you know? Like you probably do know, but every single time someone says the greater good, every single time, it doesn't matter who says it, even in a very early stage of a film, anytime anyone says the greater good, it is repeated back to them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I'd
Well,
read
is
for
it?
one
Is
of the
in,
three. Sorry, go on.
how many times is it said? Because I only really remember it
When he's
being
in the
said in the
churchyard,
village. Yeah,
like
is it mentioned before that or so? I mean, I doubt it would be, but is it?
it's all the times I said in the village, but the times that everyone remembers are when he's in the churchyard and he says, "You can't all think this is for the greater good," and the crowd say for greater good, and he tells them to shut up.
No,
Like
you're right. Yeah, I remember them.
that's a big. But there's a bit when he's in the pub for the first time, and he's
Yes,
just before he arrests them, and they say, "Well, we let some of the ones just south of proper in."
the husband and wife
It's,
say,
and it's
don't
for the
they?
greater good. He says it's all for the greater good, and she says it's the greater good. And
Yeah.
then he, Simon Pegg's guy Nicholas, he says it at some point to the police chief, to Jim Broadbent.
Yeah.
He says it's the greater good, and then the immediate line after, the greater good. That's right. So it's like literally every single time. The other three times are in that exchange at the end of towards the end of the film. But it's like it's one of those. It's only said 10 times in the entire film, but I can guarantee you it's the line that everyone remembers.
It's a masterfully written screenplay. That it
I
is
was
so tight. It everything is set up and paid off beautifully. It's such a
the
fucking
entire
good
film.
film.
The entire film is either set up or joke,
Yes.
set up for joke or plot. There is
Yes.
nothing in that film that does not.
There
lead
is
to
not a
joke or
wasted
plot
word
point.
in that screenplay.
Not even when you've got David Bradley that no one fucking understands. Even that fucking scene is so perfectly written that
It's
it's
very,
brilliant.
very good. What is your favourite joke in Hot Fuzz? I know it may be difficult, but I do have a favourite joke in Hot Fuzz.
Oh, I'll have to think. What was your one?
Well, I like the bit where he's in the graveyard,
Hmm.
and he's talking about the actors, and he's confronting them, and he's like, "Oh, you killed them because they're bad actors. They were murdered because they were bad actors or something." And
Well, they did murder Bill Shakespeare.
and he goes, "What? Oh."
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, no, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
What's about that? Because obviously they kill off the two actors that are the main, because the understudies were semi-professional actors. One of
Yes,
which
that's
was
right.
and
One of which was
one
in
them had
Straw
played
Dogs, and the other played a corpse.
a cadaver in Prime Suspect.
Yes.
That's it. But I noticed when he's walking back, when he's on the horse and he's coming back into the village,
Yeah.
there's a poster up for Romeo and Juliet, and it's for semi-professional actors.
Oh my god.
I was like, no, wait, that can't be right, and I fucking looked.
That's okay. Sorry to interrupt you, but they're saying fastballs on here, which is interesting. I will not be getting any of those.
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna
Fucking
get.
hell, don't spend that many fucking super potions.
I'll get 30.
But yeah, I saw it and I thought, hang on a minute, I genuinely did a double take. I had to rewind it. I tried to pause it with the overlay because it was on Amazon, wouldn't go away. You know how Amazon does this thing where it's like, oh, this actor's in it and this actor's in it.
Oh, that fucking shite, yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind it popping up. But if my mouse isn't moved for 20 seconds, fucking disappear, right? That's all I want. I don't want a lot. I just want it to disappear if I've not interacted with it, and it didn't. So I got annoyed. I had to catch it whilst it was playing, so I rewound again and watched it. And it's the semi-professional actors on the updated poster, and I thought, that is a fucking. No one's gonna notice.
No,
that.
I never
Nobody
noticed it.
See it.
I never
haven't. I've
noticed
seen
it.
so many times, and I've never noticed that.
That is such a brilliant touch.
It's like they every single part of that film, all the foreshadowing,
Yes.
all the fucking.
They mention going through every name in the phone book, and they say starting with
Aronson.
and that's the name of the kid at the end.
It's like it could. They didn't. They never had to put that kid in. I want to know what they cut. I want to know what they cut from that film, because.
Well, it was worth doing. It
Well,
was worth. Well, it must have been worth doing. It was always. I trust these people enough. I trust Edgar Wright enough to have cut, the right stuff.
I think that it's a toss up between two jokes,
Yeah.
and it's he's appointed himself judge, jury, and
He
executioner.
is not
He's
Judge
not
Judy.
judge, jury, and executioner. It's either that, or he had one thing you didn't have: a great big bushy beard. And something about that presentation, there's a pause, and it's all serious, and it's just fucking. You expect it to be a very
Yes.
serious point,
I like
and it gets me. It gets me every time. I laughed at. I saw that clip because it's the same clip as the one where he says the great good to Jim Broadbent, and he says it back. And I saw it on TikTok, and I laughed then. And then when I watched it 20 minutes later, I laughed again.
Right, we're finally here.
Like it's funny to me.
So I'm sorry to interrupt your Hot Fuzz stuff, but Flannery happens to be one of my favourite gym leaders of all time. And her
Okay.
gist is that she's inherited the gym from her grandfather, who was something of a legend.
Her
And
grandpapa.
sorry,
Her grandpapa.
yes, and she's still sort of trying to find out what it means to be a leader, essentially. And she's still, whether she should be herself or she needs to put on a facade of, play a role. And I rather like that, and I wish they'd done a bit more with it. And though she's only in it, she only really has this bit, the dialogue before you fight her and the dialogue after. I think it's a nice little arc because she learns to be herself, and she doesn't need to pretend to be anything other, and that's quite nice. So Flannery is probably my favourite, certainly my favourite Ho and gym leader.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The no, I think the foreshadowing in the film is fantastic. I think like everything is.
You want to be a big cop in a small town? Fuck off up the model village, and that's where it
and
ends.
he does. He fucking does.
God. Yeah. Very good. If you're interested in screenwriting or writing of any sort, watch Hot Fuzz.
It's just because you've got.
It's tight as fuck.
I think the subtlety, the music as well. Where you probably wouldn't necessarily notice
When he
so much.
plays, Simon Skinner he plays Fire when that guy gets blown up. He plays the Romeo and Juliet song.
Yeah, no, yeah, fair enough. You do notice it then. But, like,
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
the
Not.
use, the
It's
use
not
of
particularly
music.
subtle.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
I know you don't think about music necessarily that much, do you?
No.
And it's just like if you can know it before, if you know the song, you can recognize the guitar before the line comes in, and no, I very rarely just decide to do something, and I am so pleased that I just decided to watch.
I think. I think it's a less. I mean, take the foreshadow. They don't need to put the foreshadowing in there, really, do they? They don't need to do the whole. They could have said Aaron A. Aronson and just never referenced that again.
No,
But it's a lesson
absolutely.
to make the most of stuff like this.
Yeah, if you're gonna put a line in, maybe it's helpful to have a trade.
Find a way to have a payoff to it. It's like the thing
Like,
where if you've
what is
got
it? Oh, go on.
if you've got dialogue in a film, don't just have the characters standing in a room talking. Have them do something either related to what they're talking about or that highlights something about their character. I don't know what a good example is, unfortunately, but have
The
them.
tipping scene in Reservoir Dogs
Yeah,
is a good example.
yeah, something like that.
You have the question of who didn't tip, and Tim Roth's character, who plays cop, immediately rats out the guy who didn't tip. And it's not necessarily something you would notice first time round, but when you know that he's the cop, and when you see it again, you might think, "Oh shit! Actually, that explains why that happened."
I mean, it's sort of not even that. It's like if you just got some exposition, right? You need to
Yeah.
get this exposition out about whatever, and you've got two characters, and yeah, you could write it so that they're just sitting in a room talking or whatever, or walking or something. But maybe you could do something interesting with that is thematic or highlights a character thing. And that's one of the things that's very interesting to me It's making the most. A scene should do more than one thing.
Absolutely. There's a moment in it where they're not going to be short on Chunky Monkey for the next month because Nick Frost's character tried to drink drive. So
All right, that
his
was his
payment plan is
penalty,
that
wasn't he?
he has to buy all that ice cream. And right at the end, Skinner's like,
That's-
"I'm going to need some ice cream." While he's got the model spire stuck through his,
Yes, there's
and
plenty of ice cream at the station.
and that, exactly that. And it's like it's such a silly little fucking
Mm.
like but even the explosion with the sea mine and all the guns.
Yes,
It's
there's the Edward Woodward thing.
everyone's got guns around here. Like
Farmers,
who?
farmers.
Thomas' mum, and then laid it right at the end.
Yes, yes.
Farmer and his mum.
I like I like the cast for the villagers because you got Billy Whitelaw, who was the nanny in The Omen, and she also played Violet Cray in well, The Krays, and you've got Belloc from Indiana Jones. You know, fucking Bond is in it. It's a great cast. It's a great cast. So yes, we're both big fans of Hot Fuzz.
I would. I love watching it, and I don't think I enjoy watching any of the other films in the series.
No.
I say series, but you know what I mean.
The Cornetto trilogy is called.
Yeah, I don't enjoy watching any of the others as much as I enjoy watching that.
Yeah, I agree. To be honest, I like Shaun of the Dead. I don't care much for The World's End, but
I like them all. I think it is Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz is far and away the best. Just far and away the best.
I would say Shaun of the Dead is definitely the second best, but I do prefer. Like I like all three of them.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't think that was going to be a long topic, did you?
No, I didn't. But we have talked about it before, Hot Fuzz.
I know, but the thing is, I've literally proven that you can watch it and notice something new.
Yeah, that was a very good spot. I think that's very interesting to me, actually.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
have you heard about
what
this?
topic did you think was on both our lists?
Well, okay. Do you want me to do that one now?
Do that one now.
The one you said was on yours, but wasn't on yours because you thought I'd mention it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen my Bet Lynch video?
I did write this one down.
Ah, right. I thought have you seen it?
I watched that one.
Well, it's got 80,000 views. 85 and a bit, I think.
And I'm one of them. I think I commented on one.
Yeah, you're the top comment for the Judy Goodyear one. Yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? So I've definitely watched it because.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. You did. But Judy Goodyear, it's been revealed, has been diagnosed with dementia.
Yeah.
Which is terribly sad because, I mean, Judy Goodyear is not a perfect person. She is not.
Really?
She has an ego, and she's got a bit of a diva-ish attitude. But when I did that video, I did an awful lot of research, and one thing that really came out was just how fucking hard she worked. Like, she wanted to be on Coronation Street, and she worked her fucking guts off to get it, and she put time and effort into her craft constantly. And there's so many barmaids in the Rover's Return that just went fucking nowhere. That were in it for a few months and then left or whatever. And she went somewhere. And I think if anybody else has been playing that character, she would have been one of those forgettable barmaids who fell by the wayside. But
rather than be someone who was remembered for something on my list of lovely things.
Yes. Yeah, that does come up a lot. Yeah, she was. I mean, I think she probably is the biggest star Coronation Street ever produced. Frankly,
not Roy.
No, much loved as he is. I think
not Craig Charles.
No, she was fucking huge. At the height of that show, she was the core of it, and she was really good at it. And it's a likable character, and she does it really well. And despite her, maybe the ego and some behaviour that I think she did she was guilty of being a bit difficult when she came back. Um, but there's a lot to admire about Julie Goodyear. A lot to admire, and I think it's very sad that she's got this illness that is going to rob her of her memories of that show she loved so much and was such a big part of her life, and that's very sad to me. And, yeah, so
That's understandable.
that was the one I thought you were going to leave to me because it is
No,
more my thing than yours.
I wasn't sure if you'd necessarily catch that item because it was a news thing that came out today, I think.
Yes, I checked BBC News regularly today because I was flirting around the edges of a depressive episode, as I think I said earlier. Maybe
To me,
not.
yeah.
So I
Not on video.
avoided
But,
a
yeah.
little bit of work occasionally today, which is fair enough.
I can't imagine what that's like.
Um,
Think on that as what you will.
but yeah. So what was the topic you thought was on my list that you didn't mention?
About the Prince Harry in court.
Oh no, that isn't on my list. I couldn't be asked for that anymore.
Oh, fair enough.
I have
I
nothing
thought
more. I have said everything I have to say on the matter, and I'm a bit
I
bored
thought
of.
I thought you'd have included something about that
No,
because it's the first time in 130 years that we've had a major royal in court or
I mean,
whatever.
yeah, it is. You know who the last one was?
Uh,
It wasn't 130 years ago, by the way.
they said 130 years ago in the news. I don't know who.
It could have been actually. I don't think it was. No, or maybe it was.
Albert.
No, it was his son. It was
Oh,
Edward the Seventh.
okay.
I'm pretty sure he was. I think it was like a card cheating scandal or something, or an affair, something like that, and he was called in to testify, and it was a huge scandal.
Fair
Um,
enough.
but yeah, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I've nothing. I mean, I could talk about it, but I can't really be asked. I don't really have a great deal of
I don't.
interest
I
in.
don't.
And I know you don't.
I don't care about the trial situation.
No,
I don't particularly care for Piers Morgan either.
I can't abide
Uh,
Piers Morgan.
but he did say something that amused me earlier. Uh, I wish Harry the best in his privacy case. I look forward to reading about it in his next book. Which, I mean, you got to admit, is a somewhat amusing line, right?
Yes, I would shake the hand of the man who wrote it, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, because it probably wasn't him, was it?
No, of course it fucking wasn't.
I'm not entirely sure that man's had an original thought since
I don't know.
weaning.
Yeah.
So much come up whilst we were talking about Julie Goodyear.
Okay.
We have obviously this is going out a week later than it would normally be.
Yes, we're about 2 weeks behind. The date is the 8th of June.
8th of June for us, and I've had a news alert in, but literally 3 minutes ago
Oh my god.
about a kid that is it's quite a sad story. A kid that's died after a collision with an ambulance shortly after being followed by police in Salford.
Right.
And I can't help but think that lately there's been an awful lot of incidents where emergency vehicles have hit people.
Are you thinking of
Or-
the
or
woman who
been-
was hit by the by Sophie's entourage or whatever?
Yep, the police bike that supposedly hit the
Oh yeah.
81-year-old woman who did not look 81 in the picture. I'm gonna say I'd have thought she was in her 60s.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, no, I think I agree with you.
You know, but like there's that incident. We had that incident in Wales, didn't we, recently, where the police were following the kids that had the that fell off the bike or whatever, supposedly following the kids. Allegedly is our word, isn't it? We use allegedly.
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 But it seems lately there's been a surprisingly large number of stories about police vehicles, or in this case, an ambulance, so emergency vehicles being involved in some way with people having serious accidents. And I can't help but think that things maybe need to. So something's happened that means that we're either they're happening more often, or we're suddenly finding out about them more often.
Oh, I don't know, maybe just high-profile cases. I'm sure people are hit by police cars and ambulances and fire engines every day of the week. It's just they're not particularly interesting when it happens, you know.
Well, maybe they're suddenly a lot more interesting now that they're, now that we've found out about one important one.
Yeah, maybe it could be.
Maybe all of a sudden they're actually a news item.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it hadn't popped up, I wouldn't have thought about it. I wouldn't have mentioned it because I mean, 2 incidents isn't that big a deal, right? But now it's 3.
Yes. Once is
I
an incident, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. It's from a Bond novel.
That's reasonable.
Um,
I did. Sorry, one small thing again. I watched another video last night, another TikTok video, and it. Oh, for fuck's sake! I had it and I've forgotten. God fucking
do
damn
you want
it!
me to
Never
talk
mind.
about something that's not
Yeah,
on
go
my
on.
topic list, but that came up today?
Yeah, go on.
Pat Robinson or Robertson. He was a Christian evangelist, a Christian evangelist. He died. He was the most evangelical of evangelists. He was the sort of guy who blamed 9/11 on gay sex.
Naturally, what else are you gonna
We
blame?
weren't having enough of it. God damn it!
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Why weren't we doing our bit, Ben?
Yeah, well,
Because we were 7.
yes,
That's why,
we
you
had
sick fuck.
damn good reason.
It's the
Don't blame
best
me.
reason.
It was only little.
Not my fault.
Yes, but he was also famous for predicting the end times constantly.
Ooh.
And the more observant of you may notice that the end times have not yet come.
Well,
I mean,
they
who
might
knows?
be here and happening
Future
very
historians may cite one or two recent events as the reason why humanity is dying out. We'll see. It's maybe the beginning of the end.
This video alone is contributing.
Yeah. This will be shown in alien schools of the future. This is why the human race died out.
Because they would name their Pokemon silly things like Fangs.
Jeff, Gobble, and Keith.
What do these words mean? Why were they so insistent on recording about an hour and a half?
We think they're primitive slurs.
What was so important about the time, an hour and a half, to reach human people?
Well, it's enough time to get stuff done, isn't it?
Well, depends what you got to get done. Sometimes it's not quite enough.
What have we got
time
left
for me.
on this?
I don't know.
Got about I don't know, half an hour. Well,
Really?
not half an hour, about 20 minutes really.
Quite like it.
See, we could go and fight the other gym. We could go and fight Daddy, but I think I'll leave the Daddy fight.
What, for Wally? Let
No.
Wally do it. Fight me, Daddy.
We'll leave it till next time. We'll come to that.
I'll give you some of my sandwich if you lose. Bitch, you'll give me it all when I win.
Yes.
I can't remember what the thing I was going to talk about. So I had a takeaway last night.
What'd you get?
I got chicken with some cheesy chips. It's my go-to at the moment. I'm eating a lot of chicken lately.
You look the sort.
Well, and the mistake was that this was chicken strips and
Chicken
wings,
strips.
which weren't really chicken wings. They were little chicken legs. But I'm not going to complain about it. But the chicken legs are a bit spicy, and I've had a dodgy tummy all day because I'm a white man, so you know.
Yeah.
A white man who can't handle spice like he used to. I used to love spicy stuff, but nowadays it gives me the shits. Really annoying.
You look the sort. Yeah, I don't like spicy food either, incidentally.
Like, I like it. I just
Oh,
hate
look
it.
at that. That's a new pincer.
It looks more like a Heracross.
Yes.
But there was a point about this takeaway.
Oh, right, okay.
There was a woman who came to get it, to deliver it, and the last time she came to deliver food from this takeaway, she actually rang me when she'd arrived and asked if I could come downstairs because her leg was playing up a little bit. And I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't mind. I mean, you've brought me my food this far.
Yeah,
I don't mind
no,
going
that's completely
downstairs.
fair enough, yeah.
Didn't need the excuse, but you know, I'm more than happy to oblige.
Yeah.
I'm not a cunt.
No, you're not.
Despite what some people might
It's
think.
a reasonable thing to do.
When she delivered it yesterday, she came up the stairs.
Oh, lovely.
And so I asked her if her leg was better, seeing as she'd come upstairs, and she felt almost surprised that anyone would dare ask. Not dare. She seemed taken aback that I'd asked, but in a
That
oh my
you'd
God,
remembered,
that's a fine thing to do.
that you'd
Yeah,
thought
exactly.
to ask.
But
Yeah.
exactly that. Like it wasn't a bad thing. It was like she was just surprised that I'd done it, and
Yeah.
it's like, well, why wouldn't I? I'm
Uh,
not a cunt.
well, I don't think I
But
would.
I wrote this down literally. Takeaway woman, sore leg, asked if better is the note I wrote down because I felt like this was something that. I mean, do you have any sort of relationship with your takeaway people? Do you get the same people, or
Yes,
do you get different
I
people?
have a
Or
little Chinese man, and he's very nice. He's been coming around for a while now. He's my regular, and he waves to me when he gets out of the car. And my mum was clearing out a load of stuff, like door hinges and stuff, and he wanted one of the things. And
hmm.
he saw it one week. Next week he didn't deliver to me, and
Right.
my mum wanted to throw everything out, but I made sure to keep the things I thought he wanted. So the next week
Ah.
when he came round, I brought I don't know, something like wires or something, I don't know.
Hmm.
But I brought them out, and I still had the ones he wanted, and he was so grateful. He bowed to me,
Ah.
in a
That's
respectful
nice.
gesture of thanks, and he was very, very happy. Um, I mean, I kept them for him. I went out my way to keep them for him because I like him. He's nice to me,
Hmm.
and he's a cheerful presence, and I miss him when he's not around. Um,
Do you want to date him?
no. Oh,
Oh my God, Gobble. Now we're gonna have to name you Gluck Gluck.
it's moving a lot earlier than it usually. Earlier than it usually does. I thought this thing evolved at 55.
It probably is 55. Let's be honest.
Um, I think they probably changed. Maybe they changed it because it's a starter in this. They want to give it to you early. Yes, Gobble's all grown up.
Have a look what level. I might say.
Yeah, it's just search Garchomp.
No, I can't. I don't care. I thought you might have been a higher level than you thought. That's all.
Are you looking it up on Bulbapedia?
No, I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter, does it?
Well, fuck you. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, look it up then. But like, it doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, it has leveled up. The only thing I was interested in is whether you thought we were higher, like the right sort of level or not. Like whether you were wrong, because we might have some of
It
the
could be
leveling's gone on very
47,
quickly.
48. 48. It evolves at 48. So yeah, it's right. Yep.
I know one of the. So there's like 6 different people that deliver, and I don't tend to have a proper conversation with most of them, but I always ask how they are and
Hmm.
thank them and all that kind of stuff. You know, the usual polite stuff. But one of them, one of them used to be the person who lived 2 doors up from me.
Yeah.
Back when I lived at home with my parents. Um, so I obviously they know about some of the drama that kicked off a few years back
Yeah.
because they knew certain people involved, and that he always has a stop in the chat. Like he always insists on like staying for a minute or two to have a proper talk.
Hmm.
And like sometimes, one of the last times, my boy was like, "Why were you standing at the door so long? I'm hungry." I'm like, "Because it's polite, and I know him. You know, it's not unreasonable to have a minute or two conversation with someone that you know, is it? You know,
Yeah.
like it's not like I see them every day. It's not like the people from work that I could happily spend a few hours not talking to because I talk to them every fucking day,
Hmm.
right? You know, it's not the reason I can do these long conversations with you is because we don't do it every day, right? We would
Yeah.
have nothing to talk about
No, we
if we
would
did
have
it every day.
extinguished everything. This is a week's build-up of chat.
It really is. I mean, our conversation, like text conversation, is so minimal most of the time.
Right, I'm going
We have
to
a
evolve Fangs. I've
okay.
decided because we're coming to the end now. So I think this thing looks pretty cool, and you're probably going to think it looks like a big cock or something. I don't know.
As they do.
I think you should get
It's a bit like
checked
a
out.
crab at the moment.
Yeah.
Look at that testicle,
Okay.
spiky ball, just like mine.
I think it looks powerful. It's a powerful creature. Now its
It
attack was at
definitely
like
is.
100. It's now at 119. Oh, it's gone up. There's poison
Good.
steel, so we are gonna kick some fairy ass. It's a very homophobic snake apparently, and we are gonna be very scared of ground types.
Naturally.
So yes. How long have we been going? Because I think we fought everybody in the. Okay, we've still, we've still got a little while left. Um, I don't really want to fight the gym leader.
Well, what are you going to do then? How much money you got?
Shall we go and see if we can get a GUI?
Well, I mean, how much money have you got?
I've got enough.
So how many? That's the
Four,
you
I
can
can
do
get
two. Oh,
4.
oh, 10 is that's the reason I didn't mind it was 20. Go on, go get it. See if you can get a GUI.
GUI.
Why can't we fly yet, Ben?
We can't fly for another little while. And I've got some bad news for you.
What?
I am going to need to leave. I'm not going to get 6 Pokemon. I'm going to get 5, and the 6th will be an alternating HM slave because I have nothing that can fly. And where am I going? And I'm
Why
going
is
to
that bad
need.
news for me?
I don't know. I
That means that you're not going to spend ridiculous amounts of time trying to
laboured under
half
the
it.
delusion that you gave a shit,
That wasn't a big
which is a
mistake.
mistake. I've made that before, haven't I? Right, give me GUI.
I mean, is that what you say to the guy, the Chinese guy, when
You're disgusting. He's a sweet
nibbling
old
his
man.
spring roll?
That's not GUI. Fuck off. Come on, GUI, GUI, GUI.
I really want spring rolls now.
My spring rolls were lovely.
I had a pot noodle.
That's not a GUI. I've got that.
Now we've got 3 other fuckers. Does this count for your repeat ball?
What?
You know that repeat
Oh,
ball?
it doesn't. It doesn't stack. It's not like every time.
No. But if you went to catch a Pikachu now that you've got that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. As if I've
Okay.
got it in the Pokédex, it counts.
Because I wasn't sure if it would mean that you had to have caught it.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, Ammonite.
No, it's as long as you own one.
Okay. I feel like that's a valid question to be asking.
Yeah, I guess.
Because there is an actual distinction between the two things. You know, you've got some nuggets.
I do. Yeah. Let's go sell up.
Well, you don't have to. It's only if you want to. I don't want to pressure you to do certain things with your money. Speaking of, I got told I could have an increase on my credit limit.
We
For
could
my
do a
credit
trick
card.
house.
So I can get into more debt if I want to.
Well, I think once you own your own house, it's not. You should be a bit flexible with your credit card. But until then,
No, I mean, I've
no, I'm
asked
not
them
doing
to.
the fucking rock smash shit. I'm not doing that.
I don't mind waiting.
No, I don't want to keep you waiting.
Just said I don't mind, but okay.
I know,
I
but
I
would
did
take a
accept
while.
the increase on my credit limit, but
Mhm.
only because I'm in the process of trying to reduce my my current debt. But I need to. I don't have a buffer at the moment.
Mm.
Like the card that I'm paying off, I can't use, and the one that I've got the increased limit on is a bit close to the max, but that's not the one I'm rushing to pay off.
Right.
So this gives me an extra grand just as a buffer, just in case of an emergency. And I'm going to level with you, but in the last 2 years, the closest I've got to being overdrawn
Me
is
nugs.
having £2 in the bank
Right.
on payday, like just before payday, and that's because I deliberately spent some money, and I still had the overdraft. So I like my money situation. It's fucking awesome at the moment,
Good.
considering we've got this massive cost of living crisis going on.
Probably better than mine, and you've got a kid.
I know.
And you're paid
Mind
more
you, I
than me
suppose I probably
anyway.
earn more than you.
I mean, you'd earn more than me if I was. I'm never going to use that. If I was working full time, and I'm not working full time.
I've been in my job for quite a while now. So, yeah.
Are you aware of this Britain's Got Talent thing?
I know that it is a TV show that has happened, and apparently they've recently finished the latest season.
Yes.
I wasn't watching any of it.
There's been quite a bit of controversy, apparently.
Oh, really?
115 or something people complained to Ofcom. Now, you might think, oh, they maybe told a racist joke, or, I don't know, Simon Cowell got his cock out again, or something like that. No. They complained because they didn't like who won. They complained to Ofcom. I've got you too. Yeah, they complained to Ofcom because they didn't like who won. It was I think it was a Norwegian guy or something, a comedian.
I was either one more time guy.
Hey. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I haven't been following it in the
I've
slightest.
seen some clips, and there was this guy who was dancing around the stage wearing high visors.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's he wears high vis. Yeah,
yeah, it's probably him then,
yeah.
because he was dancing around. And the clip I saw was him dancing around the stage, and he had high visors on, and one more time was going, and every time it would stop, he'd rip a high vis off. There'd be another one underneath it, and he would dance around again to the music.
Right.
And it's just the whole thing is that it just went on for like 5 minutes.
Yes.
And Simon was getting so fucking pissed off with it, and was so determined for it to finish. And everyone's like laughing and clapping and loving every second of
Yes.
it. All the other judges are loving it, and the comedy is because Simon hates it.
Yes. It was.
It's only funny because he hates it.
That's the gist I got from reading what little of the article I did read, was that they didn't like it because it wasn't funny and they thought it was ridiculous and stupid. But his argument was that was the point, and that British people clearly like that sort of humour.
Evidently.
I'm only really doing this for the reward.
That's fine.
So, reason to do anything, kids.
I can't say that sentence now.
What?
I can't say it now because you mentioned kids.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to forever wonder what it was.
Well, you'll have to. What do you do for the reward, Ben?
I don't know. I write.
Okay. Do you get many rewards for your writing?
Yeah.
The only reason I jerk off is because of a reward at the end.
Right. Okay. I see why you asked me that question. You just wanted to put a buffer between that and the kid
Yes,
thing,
that's
didn't you?
exactly why. I was gonna say it, but then you mentioned kids, and it's a bit uncomfortable having
You
them quite.
just wanted to put a bit of distance between
Yes.
those two things.
There's enough actually famous people in trouble with that sort of thing. The last thing I want is for anyone to start thinking that me, who's not even a pseudo celebrity, I'm not even not a celebrity. I'm a nobody.
Right, I've made a decision. We're going to beat up our dad. I reckon
Oh,
we've probably
God.
got enough time. Let's do it.
How therapeutic for us.
Yes, we will both get something out of this. Let's project our daddy issues onto this fictional dad.
That's the thing. A lot of the TikTok content that I get suggests that I've got mummy issues, but I don't. I've got daddy issues. I don't think what you want of that, Keith, but at least I'm honest about my problems. What? You can't. Why are you crashing into everything?
Because I'm not good at riding bikes.
How do you? It's easy. Once you know, you can do it.
It's a long way to Tipperary.
It's been a long road getting from there to here.
It's been a long road, but your time is finally here.
I'm pleased you knew what I was doing.
Yes, I haven't seen all of Enterprise. I'm probably going to revisit it at some point. And I thought I would hate that theme tune, but like everybody says, it fucking grew on me, and I did kind of like it.
I like the visuals.
Yes, it's works well with the general theme of Enterprise.
Hmm.
So,
That poor guy, you ran him over.
oh, I've ran into many people. I'm fucking drunk as a skunk.
All you need is a blasting.
Drunk as a
red
skunk,
light.
and riding my bike irresponsibly, and on my way to kick my dad's ass.
Living the dream.
Right, let's go. Speed room. Let's do some speed.
Hooray! Remember, kids. No, because what you're thinking about what Pokemon you're going to use, I'm going to kick you in the shin.
Ferdinand is going to use this Farfetch evolution. Right, let's test out
Malarkey.
Fangs.
What sort of malarkey is this?
You know, that's the first time I've understood the name.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you are
That is
welcome.
the first. That is. I get it now. I just thought it was. I didn't understand it. But now that you said it like that, you saw it instantly. I didn't get it. It works. It's malarkey. It's not
Malarkey.
malarkey. It's malarkey.
I'm assuming that the apostrophe is meant to represent a D for Mallard,
I don't
right?
know. I have
Well,
no
Mallard's a
idea.
male
But it
subfamily.
works. It fits with the Farfetch theme, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. What was this? The accuracy.
Yes. There's the rooms are themed. You see, and we're supposed to choose which one we go into. But I always fight them all just because I like the experience. Beat of all
Okay.
these people who have. My father is replacing me with all these better children. No.
Well, I mean, it's not hard, is it?
Bum, 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 ba, 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 ba.
Oh, poisoned. Badly poisoned. That's
Yes,
even
it's
worse.
basically toxic.
I did so little damage.
It builds. It builds.
Yeah, but it's not going to have a chance to.
I know it's not, but it's just better than poison, really. Because if it
What they
if
should
it
have
does
done
drag
is
out,
they should have put it in back in the Pokeball, conceded the fight, and infected all the Pokemon in the Pokemon Center.
yes. Right.
That's a throwback to a conversation from earlier.
Recovery
If you know what it
room.
is, Keith, please comment below.
So, um, one of my topics is fucked knees,
Okay.
which refers to my knees, and I've been having a difficult time standing up recently from a crouched
Were
or
you gonna say getting up and change
yes,
your mind?
because I thought, oh god, he's going to run with that. I better change that
I would have ran with that.
because
As a pill for that.
my knees are they've been aching a little bit recently. Ever since I turned 29, they've been aching a bit, and
Oh boy, that we can
I
hit.
honestly I think it's because and don't take this the wrong way. It's because I spend so much time on them. Um, what? I do. I spend a lot of
I
time on
don't
my
think I'm the
knees.
one taking it the wrong way there, Ben.
Happy Pride. Um,
Oh, what's your egg? Is it going to be a Goomy?
no, it's a togue.
Okay.
I'm not going to use this thing. I thought it was a Wynort, but they changed it for this version. Um,
Togue pie.
yeah, I spend a lot of time on my knees. It's just a way I sit when I'm in my room. I'm on my knees and I'm watching, you know, videos and eating food and whatever and whatever. Um, and I don't think it's been good for me in the long run. So I tried to organise an appointment with a doctor. They told me that the physiotherapist would give me a ring on Friday. I got a text saying we've had to cancel. Not a snifter of a replacement time, just
Of
we
course
have
not.
to cancel, which was lovely and very convenient. Um, so yeah, but it's interesting. I'm getting to that stage in life where I find out what's going to be a fucking pain in my ass when I'm 60.
No, it's your knees, Ben. Your knees.
Yeah, but you know what I
Your
mean, though.
knee, which is of course the elbow of your leg. So what you're saying is you don't know your ass from your elbow of your leg.
You know what I mean, though.
I do.
That this is
My
this is
big
what.
thing is back pain.
Yeah. So for you, it's the back. For me, it's the knees.
I have a massive pain in the back, but my
Is it me?
no.
That's no way to
You'd
talk
be,
about your son. I should have led with that. God damn it.
it would have been pain in the neck.
Oh right.
Um, no, back pain,
Pain
and
in the
it
back. Oh
stems
no, you're
from
right.
the
Fuck's
time
sake.
it stems from the time I was sleeping on the bed that was completely fucked
All right.
for a best part of a year and a half.
Uh,
And so my back is not very well suited. It probably do with going to a masseuse or something.
yeah.
It's got just get dealt with a chiropractor. Just have a look at it, deal with it, job done.
Remember, kids, there are two things you shouldn't um, be cheap when you're buying. The first is mattresses. The second is shoes. My shoes are falling apart because I've been. Well, it's not because I've been cheap. It's because these country roads are fucked, and I'm wearing formal work shoes, and I've got holes in them. And I'm not going to go into it, but yeah.
My back. I had a bit of a twinge earlier today,
Hmm.
and it all stems from doing something nice for someone. someone at work said,
You've been on your knees as well.
Someone at work said, Jordan, I need a man. Those exact
Do you know
words.
where I can find one?
My immediate response is, and you're asking me? So I made the same joke you made, just slightly worded differently.
Yeah.
The issue was that they couldn't get the bag that had all the shredding in it after it's been shredded out of the shredder. Like it was just too heavy because it had been so compacted and there was so much stuff in it.
Tip it upside down.
No, because then it all goes all over the floor.
Yeah, but it's not in the shredder.
And then the cleaner who had already been in for the day, would get annoyed with us. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I got the bag out of the cleaner, out the shredder. I lifted it. She was like, "Are you okay with it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got this." But on the way to help, I was like, "Why do you think I've got any muscle?" Because look at me. I mean, they know me, and I did it. I did a fantastic job of it because it's all self-deprecation. I'm British. It's what we do, right?
Yes, it's my favourite type of humour.
When I was leaving the office to put it in the big recycling bin outside, the first of the twinges happened, and I realised that I'd overexerted myself to the point that I was going to regret this. And I'm pleased to say that it has not persisted.
Good.
It was very much I think if it had been a colder day, I would probably have been in quite a lot of pain.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the sort of thing that pops up. I'm glad it's not back pain that I've got, because back pain is fucking shit. Right, I'm going to go heal before I kick the shit out of Daddy.
I spent so much time sat down because my main social outlet is, this at the moment. So I'm not spending as much time chatting with the lads who are on holiday in Cyprus at the moment.
Did they not invite you?
They probably did invite me, but it's complicated when I've got a kid and it's not half term.
Oh, yeah, that.
Like, I was off last week. They're all off this week. It's just inconvenient,
Yeah.
But I'm not really chatting with them that much. I work in an office at a computer, and all my entertainment stuff involves me sitting at a computer.
Yeah.
It's like, I spend a lot of time sat down. I live a very sedentary lifestyle.
True that.
So
See, I'm lucky because I don't have a car. I have to walk a lot of the way home, so I get my exercise.
I went to town yesterday on my lunch break, and I had to walk from where I parked the car to the shop on the other side of the town centre. So, because I needed some jeans, so I bought 2 pairs of jeans and a shirt.
Well, I've been in the habit of rushing for the 1/4 bus lately, and that is good exercise because I can feel my legs burning. Anyway, let's shall we fight our father figure?
Why has he got a pair of handcuffs on the wall?
Because he imprisoned us with his trauma.
Oh, okay.
Let's fucking do it.
He's not just kinky and on show.
No, I don't know. You read whatever Freudian shit you want into this. It's your father figure. You do your father figure, I'll do mine.
I'd rather not do mine.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
It was weird having this conversation and seeing Richard Kind on my second screen. I've got our conversation up.
Yeah.
Hello, Richard Kind.
My mother is currently in Ireland visiting my grandmother, and she sent me a text saying, "Who is this American actor?" Because apparently she's in a bar or something, and lots of people are going up to this American actor and saying, "We're big fans of your work," and neither one of us recognised him. She found out he was called Richard Kind, so we Wikipedia'd him, and we still barely recognise him.
But it's mostly voice roles.
It is.
You can't get a voice.
I recognise his voice roles.
I recognise his face. I do recognise his face.
Oh no. He's turned Keith against us.
I do recognise his face from the picture on Wikipedia, but, and this is very important, the picture that you sent me and that you received is not a great picture.
No, it's not, but, it's not
a good angle.
It's not, it's just she covertly took a picture of a guy in a bar.
And that's the way it is. A lot of the roles that we recognise are voice roles, which means we can't get that from a face necessarily if we don't necessarily recognise them. And also importantly, you can't get a face from a voice role.
No.
So we had no chance.
Well, I mean, it's not like he's only done voice roles. Who knows? I'm surprised so many people recognised him.
Well, maybe they all watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Possibly. He was in that. And I think I may have seen clips of him pop up or something. I
I,
don't know.
I think I recognise him from Scrubs. I think that's the one place I think I can see him.
Yeah, Keith won.
Because you're the best, Keith.
Right, Blissey. My fangs are paralysed, but let's try Gobble. We haven't tried Gobble since Gobble evolved, have we?
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
It looks a bit like a penis.
I love Blissey. It's
Is that
another
why
one
you
of my
wanted to attack it?
favourites.
Is that why you attacked it with your penis?
No, yeah, you were either hugged too little or too much as a child, and I don't know which.
I know what they need to not do.
What?
They need to not spank me.
Uh,
Was that a yawn already?
what?
Did you just yawn?
No, I went. But now I really want to yawn, so thank you for that.
What? You really want to yawn because I've mentioned the word yawn? Why would you yawn, mate?
I've done it, you fucking prick. You know what? Jeff hasn't got any time in the sun.
Well, no, it's because you've not applied any sunscreen. Put the sun creme,
Oh, he's got a normal nursery. There.
big old bear.
Well, I guess we'll Dragon Pulse it.
Ah, you fired rings at his ring.
Yes.
Why won't you leave his ring alone?
Happy Pride.
There's so many jokes about penises and rings and bumps. It's brilliant.
I mean, I feel like we're okay to make these because we're neither one of us are straight.
And no one watches them.
We're both a trifle queer, and we just beat Daddy.
You've got enough money to get another.
Is your trauma cured now?
Good God, no.
Has that helped?
No.
Right. Sorry. Also, now we can surf, so we're going to spend the next video doing some of that.
Wait.
Let's
Hang
go
10, dude.
see if we can get another gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Why do we want another gobble?
Not another gobble, another gooey. A gooey. I haven't got a gooey. I want gooey.
Oh my God, what is it?
What?
What does he want you to have?
I don't know. But our father is letting me take it.
Good
He's
God.
letting me go to this guy's house. Okay. Is this because I beat you,
Somewhat
Daddy?
included.
My wife and I saw you across the gym, and we liked your vibe. Then he's given me the HM for surf, which is what my dad said I can now legally use. Because I beat the shit
Hooray.
out of his pets.
Fine, you could use surf. Just stop spanking them.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh. Oh, right. This, we're never going to use this.
Okay.
Ignore it.
Uh,
Right. Let's go get Gooey, hopefully. And, oh, fuck.
boys, I sure hope we do.
Yeah.
Because then we can save our money up again.
Yes. Oh, fucking hell.
You really are bad at this.
I am.
Maybe it's a good job you don't have a driving license.
I'm just going to run into any Pokemon because I've used the repel.
Yeah, you might run into them. They just won't fight you.
No, well, I don't know. They'll avoid me because I stink like.
They've got to. Everyone's got to fucking avoid
Well,
you.
what's in a repel? It's probably like Charizard piss or something.
Oh, yeah, most likely.
Something that scares off all the little things. Oh, I just realised I went the long way. Oh, well, I don't know whether I could even teach anything surf at this point. It's part of the reason why I want Gooey is I know it can learn surf. Aside from looking cute as fuck.
Oh, well.
But yeah, it is my favourite new Pokemon they added.
Well, someone's got to like it.
A lot of people like it. Right, let's get Gooey. We can get two. Gooey. Fuck. Fuck.
Oh, you got a Charmander.
Two
You
shit
basically.
Pokemon. Well, let's just take a look at what we've whether any of
I
it's
saw the
actually
Charmander. What was the other one, sorry?
Dratini.
Oh,
I mean, they're
that's getting
both
a lot.
good, you know, but
Dratini can sell.
Strong Jaw, not such a good setup.
I can sell. I can should be able to. I definitely can't.
That's not a bad Charmander though.
No, not
But
the basic.
yeah, well, yeah. So that's that then. We beat 2 gym leaders. We've evolved 2 Pokemon, and I think
And
we've
you
learned a little
spanked
bit
your
about
daddy.
one another. What?
And you spanked your daddy.
Yes, we took out our issues on our father
Yeah.
figure, and now we're both cured. Well done us. So from 2 productive members of the society,
I don't feel
goodbye.
much better. I don't feel much better, Ben.
Oh well.
Bye.
Bye.